Welcome to SK1 News, Season 5, Episode 2. Alright, y'all, so before I jump into discussion, it's pretty much a lot of stuff going on. Once again, there's always something going on, and there's always something going on with Spotify. At the June, I don't have a date, but at the June, I may have to redo the SK1 show. Spotify is taking away a lot of stuff, and they are not allowing us to do the most that we was already doing. Definitely taking away the special tools that was helpful to do that particular show for me anyway. And one thing that's about to be taken out is the Talk Plus music. And I mean, I get it. You know, if you're doing a podcast show, they basically want your show to revolve around talk media. So, but on the same time, it's also was a good feature because, this straight talk is cool, but some people also like listening to music also, and I get it. If they want to, listen to music, they can cut on the radio or they can, play their own music. Okay, that's cool. But, with the Talk Plus music, it gave another way of doing podcasts, basically. And I think it was a good feature. When Anchor first brought that to podcasts, it made me want to stay with Anchor. I got a lot of other platforms I could have been going over to do my podcast show on, but I chose to stay with Anchor because of the simple fact Anchor allowed those kind of features. Like, I don't think there's no other platform that allows you to do music plus talk or talk plus music. I don't think. No, at least I don't think. I really haven't heard of another platform that does it. And what that platform did was allow you to have license to use the music. So I think when Spotify took over, Spotify basically started wanting to do things in their own way. It's just like, like me, for instance, as an artist, there's a lot of stuff that they get ready to change for artists, independent artists at that. They already stopped independent music from being played on Music Plus Talk, because at first Anchor would let you do it. So it's just so much, and I don't know how long that particular show is gonna be around that I did with that one, the SK1 show. I am gonna try to keep it around as long as I can, because of the kind of show it is. It's just that certain things that was there will be taken out, and it's not gonna be the same show no more that it was. It's gonna go straight into what I was doing over here, and it's gonna basically it's having me take steps back. That's why I separated the show anyway, because it had already got into the form of me taking steps back. The only thing different that I'm doing here that I wasn't doing too often is video. Like this particular episode is video because I decided to make this out of a video podcast. So, that's why. So this is what the news is covering for that part of it. They taking a lot of stuff out. They taking different editing tools out. And like I said, I'm used to editing. So if I gotta do what I gotta do to edit, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to edit. It's just that they hit you with this stuff as they go. I don't think this was thought out, because if it was thought out completely, I would have known something last year. I didn't know nothing last year. I didn't know that they was gonna decide to take this out. At least they gave a little time on to letting people know, like, hey, they switching over. So their browser is gonna be a different web address to find them. So it's not even gonna be the same web address. It's a different web address because another company also is taking over. And I forgot the name of the company, but that's the company that will be taking over Spotify, which is the matter of fact, that's a company they teamed up with, because I think they dropping everything that Anchor had was available with Anchor. So they basically took what Anchor had and they taking out everything that Anchor did. And I'm just looking like, wow, Anchor, y'all really took the money, huh? Y'all really let Spotify really take over. And like I said, I'm not on here trying to, talk bad about Spotify, because Spotify is who I'm going through right now. So, I'm not going to sit up here and do that. I'm just speaking on a lot of stuff that just changed. And like, I feel like it's each and every time that I got to get on one of these episodes and talk about what is going down. Like, the switch. And when y'all do adjustments, us as podcasters, we got to do adjustments. And if we already had what was set for the season to come up, I think that we should also be at the negotiation tables or whatever, however. And I know it's a platform that y'all run in y'all head, but bad enough y'all took our sponsors from us. We don't have our sponsors no more. So now y'all taking our license right to play music. That is crazy. Like, when it was given, like, you taking something that you already gave, and now I gotta go and find a way of getting another sponsor for my show. So that is just like, all right. So I gotta, and I mean, don't get me wrong. In a podcast world or whatever world is, we all know that is a way you build. You know what I'm saying? And I'm used to building, but don't give me something and then take it away, because now it's just like, wow, this is another feature that's gone that it only took less than seconds. I'm gonna tell y'all, I think I said this last season on the SK1 show. When they switch, they did a real switch, y'all. I mean, I remember when I put certain songs in place and I put them in the order that I wanted to put them in on one of the shows I did, right? They took the song and never had the song put in. So it was like I had to go and find something else. Not only that, they kept putting my show in a draft. A draft, y'all. So I felt like, all right, this a draft. Why I still in the draft when I just publish it? Well, it should be get ready to be published. I already done put it due. Y'all already had to get the whole process done. What it being submitted. Now I'm waiting for it to be published. When I go and check back, it's another red flag. Like, come on, what's up with these red flags? But that was the whole thing that had me switching over and switching over, switching over, switching over, switching over. Here we go in 2024. Y'all doing the same thing that y'all was doing in 2023 as the beginning. So now I'm on alert. You know what I'm saying? My vision is just like, all right, I see that y'all gonna keep coming up with stuff and coming up with stuff. I get it. Y'all giving us audio and video ways of doing things. But I'm looking for that special way of it. Like, y'all basically decided to do what other platforms are doing, which is though I'm not going to complain about that because right now it's free to use. Anywhere else, you may have to pay money. So I'm not going to complain about that because that's one of the features that get the listeners a chance to hear it for free. But I feel like anybody that's listening is going to gain them into having to pay because Spotify is only going to limit you to what you can do. You know, you had to pay for the Spotify subscription, which is though Anchor. All you had to do was download Anchor and you could just hear it for free. Now, with Spotify, you're going to have to pay money. So, on that note, I'll be back to get into my little topic. Welcome back to the SK1 News. Alright. So, now I'm in the topic. Now I'm in the discussion. You know, I just felt like I had to share that other bit of piece of information with y'all because that one right there was important to talk about. And that's just to let everybody know was to come in the near future. So it may be just one daggone platform I'll be on, but I may switch over to something else. I don't know yet. You know, they just keep on making my changes. But anyway, the main reason I'm here today is to discuss this brain chip. Elon Musk had the first human try out the brain chip, and it's called Neuralink. And this chip was placed in this human brain. And I mean, I'm going to show video clips on how this chip look, and I'm also going to put in, you know, clips on where y'all could also read up at and also get the information from. I'm just giving my opinion before I get around to that. But yeah, he is doing the most. He took the bird away from Twitter and do an X on it. He made all of these nice robot cars that could ride around and you don't really need a human to drive it. Now he's trying to turn a human into a robot. Like, Lord. So these chips that they inserting in people's brains, it's supposed to have them it's supposed to have them to have the function of using their mind to control devices and anything that need your hand to touch, or you will be able to, your device will be able to read your mind before you can say it. So with that being said, people will be able to do the same too. I heard that Apple is making a feature like that on their products. So, that's already being the talk. Apple was planning on doing it. So it's kind of scary because people could read your mind or read your mind. Anything could come off your thoughts, like your own privacy or your own brain. Like, you got thoughts in your head and you inviting other people or other devices into your brain to operate it. Like, and they said the person that they first did it, it was a success. So now what's getting ready to happen is that now they're gonna try to push this thing out. And me purposely, me, nope. Y'all ain't putting nothing like that in me. That's the chip, y'all. If we ever was talking about the chip, that's the chip. And if that's not the chip, then man, that's somewhere close to the chip. That means they gonna put another different chip in you. But that's like a chip, brain chip. Elon Musk and everybody else ain't telling. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is crazy. Y'all gonna put that device in there, and it's gonna be ran by robots. But y'all turning me into a robot, meaning that if I get a virus in me, that's because somebody, then did something or whatever. Or let's say somebody can hack my daggone brain. Yeah. Y'all turning my brain into a computer. Like, y'all put this chip in there and my brain is now being functioned by the way a computer being functioned. Like, why? Who would want that? Who would want that brain chip in them? Like, really? People are going to do it, though, because of the simple fact of the control that they can have with devices. Like, you no longer have to use your fingers no more. You can outthink it into the device, and the device automatically going to just know what you thinking. Like, your mind is going to compute to the device going to compute to your brain, and all that kind of sense right there. So now, yeah, you're not gonna be thinking human no more. And I mean, I guess it'll help somebody out that don't got the function to move their limbs anymore, because what's gonna happen is, let's just say if you paralyzed, or you lost a leg, or you lost an arm, or you just lost something on you. Now, this capability can help something else that they will put onto you to have it function. They probably put something on you that's like a robot. You'll be superhuman then. Like, you be real superhuman. You won't be a regular human being no more. You be robot / human. So you don't really need the Alexas or the Googles to tell it do anything no more, because your mind will be able to. You think about cutting that TV off, your mind is gonna cut it off. Like, they actually talking about building an app for it. So now that you got an app, you'll have an app for it. So I'm assuming that this app will help you with the better features that you could get with this chip in your mind. Like, I don't know. And then they said it's also battery operated, so the battery could die, but you can't use nothing to charge it. I think it's It's something they had. I'm just gonna put a video clip and I'm gonna put some clips and then I'm gonna let them tell you the rest of the way about this daggone chip. But I like to ask everybody at the end of this, if y'all can leave in the Q&A, what's y'all thought? Would y'all really want somebody to put a chip in your head? A brain chip. Not just no regular chip, a brain chip. Would y'all really want somebody to do that? Because, man, that is crazy. That is crazy. I tell you one thing. If you got it in your head, you got to be the smartest person in the world. You will be the smartest person in the world. You want me to tell you why? Well, a lot of people be smart because you got the function of Google in your head. You don't even need to go to Google. You can go in thinking to Google and Google will pop the answer right there. So this chip gonna have people lazy minded. You're not gonna be able to use, normal sense, normal functions, normal mind thinking, normal anything. Nothing will be normal. Nothing will be normal. Everything will be moved by the capability of having robot features in your head. Like, you will be a human robot. That's just that, a human robot. But y'all know I had these discussions on all of my shows that I did each season about AI functions. So now I did say something about a person becoming the AI. I just didn't think it'd happen this fast. Like, Elon Musk is doing the most, y'all. He is doing the most. So if y'all see this daggone thing, use your own judgment, do your own research, do your own everything before y'all allow this to go down, because it's coming. It's coming. The way of the new world is coming. And this part right here is here. So if you don't have your own mind, you might as well say you don't got your own mind. And this the only time I'm gonna be happy that somebody called me a dummy, because a lot of them things gonna be smarter than my brain and anybody else's brain that don't take that chip. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, that's one time I wasn't even worried about trying to be that smart, because I know I won't be on the level of that. No, not that. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So if they doing that to humans, what you think they doing? See, the robots, they gonna make the robots more advanced or something. How they gonna do it? How they gonna do it? So on that note, I'll see y'all when I come back. Lord, man, I tell you.
Now let's talk about Elon Musk. He put up a post a few hours ago on Twitter, now known as X. And this is what he said. The first human received an implant from Neuralink yesterday and is recovering well. Initial results show promising neuron spike detection. For the uninitiated, here's what it means. Elon Musk has just put a computer chip in a human brain. His startup called Neuralink has started human trials. Musk co-founded Neuralink in 2016. 8 years later, they have their first human test subject. This is a big milestone. It will allow us to see proof of concept. And what is a concept? A brain-computer interface, or BCI, brain-computer interface. The technology will allow people to control machines with their thoughts. Musk had a follow-up post. He says the first product is called telepathy. It will allow you to control your phone or computer just by thinking. And through them, you can control other devices. If it works, it could be a game changer, especially for people with some form of paralysis. They could benefit immensely from a technology like this. Musk says they will be the first recipients. Here's what he wrote, and I'm quoting. Imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or auctioneer. That is the goal. It's an ambitious dream, but how does the technology work? Let me take you through what we know so far. A computer chip and other electronics will be inserted into the brain. This is the link in Neuralink. It's reportedly about the size of a few coins. The chip will be battery operated. It can be charged wirelessly, so no need to worry about replacing it, which would be hard anyway because it will be inserted directly into the brain. So replacement would be a problem. And this insertion will happen by a special surgical robot. They will put this chip into your brain. Yes, a robot, not a trained neurosurgeon. This is because one part of the link has wires directly hooked up to your brain. It is so intricate, apparently it cannot be done by humans, so you need a robot to do it. These wires or threads monitor your brain activity. They will read your thoughts and pass them on to the chip. The chip will then send a signal to an app on your phone or computer. That is how the setup works. It may sound complicated, but it's not exactly revolutionary. The first device like this came out all the way back in 2004. There are other companies that have been doing this, working on the brain-computer interface for years to get your brain to talk directly to a computer and get machines moving. Older devices let people control a robotic limb with their mind. So it has been done before. Then what makes Neuralink special? The sheer volume of brain signals that it wants to capture, that is what's special. The other brain chips that exist are slower. They may not allow for what Elon Musk wants to do. Because helping people without limbs is just the beginning. He eventually wants an advanced brain-computer interface. Imagine driving a smart car with just your thoughts, or playing video games with your mind, or accessing all the information on the internet through your brain. The possibilities are endless. There's a reason Musk is calling this first product telepathy. It sets the tone for what is to come. Eventually, we could reach new heights of human capabilities, humans augmented with machine parts that are mind-controlled, like a cyborg in a sci-fi movie. But of course, there are drawbacks and threats too. Like almost every new technology, this too will be open to abuse. Imagine someone hacking your brain chip, reading your thoughts, controlling your robotic limbs. It's a terrifying prospect. And someone will likely manage to do it, so we need to be cautious. Guard against the potential risks while exploring the potential benefits. Such brain chips may help millions of people, and Elon Musk's company has taken a crucial step towards this. Now we wait and watch.
Welcome back to SK1 News. Boy, so much going on outside of the brain chip. You know, it's been a lot of back and forth with these comedians. It's been a lot of back and forth with this whole thing with who is it? Monique and DL Hughley, and then now Shay Shay or Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams are going at each other. Shannon Sharp got another podcast that come on, supposed to be late night. Him and Ocho, they supposed to have been, having this talk about, well, basically this Mike Epps. And basically Shannon told Mike Epps, I'm going to put that clip on here too. Shannon told Mike Epps to pull up on him. He gonna pull up on him. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. He gonna pull up on him. And, with all that talk he talking, and he ain't trying to hear that. He ain't trying to hear that. Hey, whatever problem you got, that's a problem you got. Here's what I take on this, though. A lot of this stuff is starting to become entertainment instead of news. And let me tell you why. If you sit up there and you watch the WWE, it's a storyline in each episode that come on with the WWE. If you think these wrestlers really beating the living crap out each other, you're thinking wrong. If you really think they really wrestling each other to hurt each other, you're thinking wrong. You know, and this with this whole thing with the comedians is a bunch of back and forth that don't have no way of being what it is. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say that Monique nor Cat Williams wasn't speaking facts somewhere. I'm not going to say that. But I'm just going to say this. Look at how things are going. Look at what is going on. Like, it's too much right now. And everything is about entertainment. For instance, on February the 11th, you had the world biggest Super Bowl. And you know what this president said? He said that how he's going to be entertaining football is him being in the house. Well, I don't even know whatever he said, but he called it a down. He called it a downflation, meaning that he's sitting up there talking about how a bag of chips is no longer a full bag of chips. You get air in the bag of chips. Duh. How long have we been getting air and chips? I'll wait. You know how the cost of stuff going up in markets. How the food is just so high. Bye. Who is you saying this stuff to? What does this got to do with your whole speech thing you supposed to do before the Super Bowl? How do this get with Super Bowl? What is your purpose? What is your point? Like, you took the time out to really worry about the inflation. What is it you're concerned of not doing what you supposed to do to help this daggone inflation? You're not supposed to be talking like we talking about it, because why? We in it. We in it. How about this? You know that the snacks and whatever else, the food prices is up. How about you go and fix it? Don't nobody need to hear you complain. Why are you the president? Why are you complaining? You know what I mean? You the president. Why are you complaining about snacks and this and that? I told y'all, man, this dude, man, is a smack in your face. You see what he doing? You see what he, look, this dude is just trying to get another daggone vote. You know, while Putin up there coming over here and just telling y'all that the presidents ain't nothing but puppets any daggone way. Putin said it. In so many words, Putin said it. Y'all let this man come over here, have a talk, bam, and say what y'all is. Down this daggone country. Don't even care. While you worried about saying some stupid stuff. As a president, none of that shit had came out of your daggone mouth. Is this the person y'all want to vote for again? I mean, that's who y'all want to vote for. Yo, look, Biden did so much stuff this week. I can't sum it all up in this one episode. If I was gonna talk about Biden, I would have did a whole episode onto him and probably came back with a part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6, part 7, and part 8. Cause this dude is ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what to say about him or his vice president. Both of them need to sit down because they both said some stupid stuff out of their daggone mouth. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's not gonna get no better. It's not. And I ain't begin to talk about Orange Man. I ain't even begin to shift over his direction. But right now, I'm talking about, man, Biden, if you don't sit down, man, come on. You acknowledge that you acknowledge the wrong thing. Your whole thing was to try to figure out how to get us out this inflation. We in the inflation. Man, you ain't worried about the inflation because you're not living in it. I mean, you living in this world and the inflation is going on, but your worries ain't no, your worries not there. It's not. And for those that sit up here and listen to this fool and want to follow what this fool says, all I can do is just shake my head. Because that's all I'm going to do is shake my head. I don't want to hear nothing else this dude got to say. Because he's just the worst. The worst. And I'm going to say it again. He's just the worst. The man can't even get on a live conference and speak was right. Yeah, he sell you a little bit. I'm going to make sure this, I'm going to make sure that. All of them said it. Trump even said it a few times. I'm going to make sure this, I'm going to make sure that. But this what we got to deal with. This what we got to deal with. We be fooled each and every time, but we got to deal with this. I mean, do y'all want to see another 4 years of this man stumbling and falling on stage? Or can't remember what he said a second ago? Not even a second. He can't remember at split. He can't remember nothing. Or do y'all want to see this man sit up here and be talking and then go off a topic what he said about what? And then him being a creep. Joe Biden is a creep. He's a creep. Pay attention to Joe Biden, y'all. That's all I got to say. Don't take it from me. Pay attention to him. Don't just listen to him because, he's the president of the United States. Or don't just go for him because y'all don't want Donald Trump to win. We had this same issue 4 years ago. People didn't want Donald Trump to win, so they let this dude in. And what happened when y'all let him in? To those of y'all that's not crying broke right now, okay. Big up. Big up. Big up. I ain't got no problem with that. But don't come for the people that's really living in this inflation. And when they talk about Biden, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to try to make it seem like it wasn't all Biden doing for this mess. Granted, we still living in it. Ain't made no kind of change of making things go right. A lot of stuff going left. And that's where this is going. Ain't no right to this. Ain't no right to nothing. Is that we got a president in chair that don't care about nobody. His name should be No Biden. That's what you should call him, No Biden. No Biden. Get him out. I'm tired of old Joe. See y'all when I come back.
Yesterday, you know what you didn't see during the Super Bowl? You didn't see the president.
Yeah.
And the president's team said essentially, you know what? People don't want to see a politician on Super Bowl Sunday. Well, this is what they're saying. So instead, what the president and his team put out was they put out a 48-second video that was shot in the screening room in the East Wing of the White House. And essentially, and this is crazy, we've talked extensively about how Bidenomics is a terrible term. Well, now they're going to remind us about shrinkflation. And rather than blame his policies, which are responsible for higher prices, no, Joe Biden is not going to blame himself, obviously. He's going to blame the companies that make Tostitos and everything else. And he's going to say, cut it out. Watch. Here's a snippet of shrinkflation.
The Super Bowl Sunday. If you're anything like me, you like to be surrounded by a snack or two while watching the big game. You know, when buying snacks for the game, you might have noticed one thing. Sports drinks bottles are smaller. A bag of chips has fewer chips, but they're still charging it just as much. And as an ice cream lover, what makes me the most angry is that ice cream cartons have actually shrunk in size, but not in price. I've had enough of what they call shrinkflation. It's a ripoff. Some companies are trying to pull a fast one by shrinking the products little by little and hoping you won't notice. Give me a break.
Very bizarre.
His policies are the reason things cost more. And rather than jack up the price, what they're doing is he's absolutely right. The manufacturers are making smaller amounts of things inside the same packages, but they are his policies. It seems tone deaf.
What do you think?
I think it's an absolute. They're trying to make him look younger with the best background. You hear all the different things that they want him to do. They want him to be out with the people, talking to people that need insulin, or talking to people that are victims of inflation. And now they're talking about not seeing him walk anymore.
Right.
They say, let's keep him in seats.
Right.
So when you see him, you don't have to watch him shuffle. So that is supposed to make him look in tune, in touch, just like everybody would be in an open theater with red seats background talking about snacks.
Thought it was very bizarre because he's just telling, like, when you open the bag of potato chips, it's not full anymore. And
Flair.
But it was just bizarre. There was no solution to it. It's just him saying he hates shrinkflation.
So I watched all the shows, and everything was just focused on Joe Biden getting a bad deal from Robert Hur, who had no business writing a thorough report, and he's a partisan hack. Except, of course, he was appointed by Merrick Garland, and we're supposed to leave the Department of Justice separate from politics. We forgot about that. But one thing we have not forgot about is polling the American public about what they are thinking about the President of the United States. Republicans and Democrats, 86% of adults think he's too old for another term. 73% of Democrats thinks he's too old for another term. Excuse me, where's the spin there?
Almost 3 out of 4 Democrats think he's too old. And even Robert Hur when he released the documents about the classified documents that were found in Joe Biden's garage. He was an elderly man with poor memory, didn't remember when his son died.
Yeah, and so in essentially in unison with these bad polls, you've got the New York Times came out with 3 op-eds over the weekend. One by David French, who said, yes, Biden's age matters. The one thing he can't change is his age. Maureen Dowd talked about when Joe Biden yelled at the reporters, pushing back at the image of a crotchety grandpa. He came across like a crotchety grandpa. And then Ross Douthat said, the question is not if Biden should step aside, it's how. And what he suggests is Joe Biden goes ahead and he gathers delegates right up to the DNC in August. And then he goes, you know what? I'm not going to run. And next thing you know, there's going to be a fight. That way he doesn't have to get into trouble with not endorsing Kamala Harris, who would lose to Donald Trump, they say. So don't be surprised if he takes some of this advice with a grain of salt.
Welcome back to SK1 News. All right. So I was going to have that Spotify moment over on the SK1 show, since it's going to affect the SK1 show. It's definitely going to affect it. I don't know how many episodes I'm gonna get done over there because of the simple fact all of these changes is going on. I just wish that, like I said earlier, I just wish that we would get this information before we start a season. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't, even though they said June, I just would like to know way ahead of time, because if we getting these emails right on top, instead of y'all just knowing, y'all could have just had did one big old conference meeting or some kind of live meeting, and invite us to the meetings, because y'all normally do it. We normally get invited to these meetings. I don't remember being invited to a meeting for these changes. I don't remember an email. If I did, I'm sorry I missed out on it. But I'm looking at it like this, like the email just popped out for this. And I know the last meeting I was invited to, it was for something else. It wasn't for this, it was for something else. So I don't know. I feel like y'all 2023 me again. That's what I feel like. Like, I didn't even get a meeting to the changes over there. I did know that they was going to eventually switch over to Spotify, but I didn't know that it was going to be like that. So, I just wish that before y'all made changes, y'all should have just, you know what I'm saying? And, I mean, maybe everybody else probably was cool with this because they probably don't do the Talk Plus music, or they do the Talk Plus music, but they do it in a different way, like I said. So my only issue is what I created with my show. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for nobody else. I'm talking about what I created for my show. I created the playlist side of it. So when I basically sat down and my thoughts, I thought that everything was cool. I thought that I was gonna be able to continue on rebuilding this show and giving the listeners everything that they was used to hearing. So I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, without all of that, even the dang on noise, I'll tell you, I don't get it. But anyway, it was good coming on this platform today. I got a little bit into like, wow, this is a shock. But I'm going to tell y'all, with anything that come up, I'm always going to share it with y'all. Even though they didn't share it with me right away, I'm just letting y'all know in June, my other show may not be a show no more. So I just want y'all to enjoy every episode that I do over there, all the way up until June. But at the June, that's it. That show gonna have an early ending, because if I can't do what I want to do over there, it's no longer for me to keep it up. And since this is a news show, if I'm going to be talking news, then I just could be talking everything. I just wanted to separate it. I just want to make everything separated. You know what I'm saying? So when I finally got a chance to separate something, they made the whole thing turn backwards on me. So, yeah. Anyway, we get ready to get into more topics, more discussion, and start inviting some people on one of these platforms Not only that, I'm getting ready to go fully into the studio, probably in the month of March. I'm gonna work on this new single. I haven't got a chance to. I got a beat made, but I haven't got a chance to work on it. So that's another thing that's coming up soon. I'm gonna work on new merch. Matter of fact, I'm still building my brand because there's a lot of other stuff I gotta do. Nelly, haven't forgot. I said this on last episode. It's still in the talks, and definitely now because they taking away one of my biggest features on my show, and it's time to prep for something else. You know what I'm saying? It's time to prep for something else. So this right here is going to help me go fully. If I don't go fully YouTube, I'll just go and create a podcast that's it will be on YouTube, but it also will have its own, direction. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay with Spotify. If Spotify keep doing this, then I will be working my way over to somewhere else. Because if there's no talk plus music, then there's no need for me to stay. Because that was one of my reasons of staying. But like I said, the only difference was because I was able to let my listeners listen for free. You know what I'm saying? But even here with this, I don't know. I'm not on the other side. I don't know if y'all can still listen to the music or whatever without paying for the subscription. I don't know. I don't know. And if it's ads that's coming on when y'all listen to this show, they not paying me for it. So I need to know what's going on. So if y'all listening to it free, I need to know what's going on, because if y'all got the free version, why I'm not getting paid for the ads? Now, I think they should be paying me, because that's a ripoff. If I feel like they ripping me off, then that's just wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's just wrong. It shouldn't be nowhere in the world. If y'all listen to my show and the ad come on, I don't care if y'all listening to the music that I put on the show. It's still directed to my show, so it's still an ad that's gonna cut in between. So if y'all had I don't care what kind of ad y'all had. I don't care if it's a whatever ad. I don't care if it's a Dorito ad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if anybody heard an ad and y'all got the free version of Spotify, shoot, let me know, cause I'm at the right to them. Like, look. Yeah, that. Look, I understand it's y'all platform, but hey, it's my show, and if y'all put an ad on it, that's wrong of y'all. Not. It's the reason why we had sponsors in the first place, because that's how we was getting paid for our show. So yeah, I'm gonna need to know that. I'm gonna need to shoot. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna tell y'all, my show won't never end. I will continue on having it, but shoot, I will leave. I will go elsewhere. I'm not gonna sit up here and waste my time, and all these different changes going on and stuff like that. We know the changes late and stuff like that. That's just not right. Like, yeah. So I'm trying to tell y'all, but right now, so far, I'm not leaving Spotify right as into yet. But if I find out something, man, then I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. So I'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one. And all of my information, y'all about to see it. It's up there. Y'all, yeah. So see y'all when I come back. All right.